You think you know the world. You know where the tallest mountain is. You know what the biggest desert looks like. You know which country is largest, where the oceans are, and where the continents end. But geography has a problem. Almost everything you think you know about Earth comes with an asterisk. The highest point on Earth isn't technically Mount Everest. The largest desert isn't the Sahara. There are places where it hasn't rained for centuries. Rivers that flow beneath other rivers. Countries surrounded entirely by another country. And a mountain that is taller than Everest, depending on where you start measuring. And that's before we get to the places on Earth that look like another planet. Today, we're going around the world to uncover 50 geography facts so strange, so extreme, and sometimes so unsettling. They may completely change the way you see our planet. And trust me, number 1 is not what you think. Number 50, Everest isn't Earth's farthest point from its center. Let's start with the mountain everyone knows. Mount Everest is Earth's highest point above sea level. But if you measure the distance from the center of Earth, Everest loses. The winner is Ecuador's Chimborazo. Why? Because Earth isn't a perfect sphere. Our planet bulges around the equator. Chimborazo sits almost directly on that bulge, giving its summit a position roughly 2 miles farther from Earth's center than Everest. So Everest is the highest above sea level, but Chimborazo is farther from the heart of the planet. Geography isn't always about height. Sometimes it's about where you stand.
Number 49, Mauna Kea is taller than Everest. Now for an even stranger mountain. From sea level, Hawaii's Mauna Kea doesn't look particularly impressive compared with Everest. But that's because you're starting the measurement halfway up. Mauna Kea rises from the Pacific Ocean floor. Measured from its underwater base to its summit, the mountain reaches roughly 33,000 feet. That's taller than Everest's approximately 29,000 feet above sea level. So depending on how you define tallest, the answer changes. Number 48, Antarctica is technically a desert. When you hear the word desert, you probably imagine sand. But geography doesn't care about the picture in your head. A desert is defined primarily by precipitation, and Antarctica receives so little precipitation that it qualifies as a polar desert. In fact, polar deserts are among Earth's largest deserts. So the world's coldest continent is also one of its deserts. Number 47, Earth's largest desert isn't the Sahara. The Sahara is the world's largest hot desert, but the largest desert of any kind is Antarctica. It's a perfect example of why geography can be misleading. You don't need blazing heat. You need very little precipitation. And Antarctica has an enormous amount of ice, but surprisingly little snowfall. Number 46, almost 70% of Earth is covered by ocean. From space, Earth doesn't look like a planet of continents. It looks like a blue world with fragments of land floating across it. Roughly 70% of Earth's surface is covered by ocean, and most of that underwater world remains far less explored than the continents we live on. The strange part isn't how much water Earth has. It's how little of it we've actually seen. Number 45, Challenger Deep is deeper than Everest is high. Take Mount Everest, flip it upside down, and drop it into the Pacific. Its summit still wouldn't reach the surface from Challenger Deep. The deepest known point of the ocean lies in the Mariana Trench. It descends roughly 35,800 feet below sea level. That's deeper than Everest is tall above sea level. And down there, sunlight doesn't exist. Number 44, the atmosphere is shockingly thin. Look at Earth from space and its atmosphere looks enormous. It isn't. Most of Earth's atmosphere is concentrated incredibly close to the surface. Roughly 90% lies within about 10 miles of Earth. Imagine standing on a planet with an invisible protective skin, and realizing that skin is thinner than you thought. Number 43, Earth has a 40,000-mile mountain range. Think the Himalayas are enormous? They're tiny compared with a mountain system you can't even see. Beneath the oceans runs the mid-ocean ridge system. is a gigantic underwater mountain chain stretching more than 40,000 miles. That's longer than the circumference of Earth. Most humans will never see it, but it is one of the largest geological features on the planet. Number 42, one country has land in all 4 hemispheres. Indonesia is one of the few countries whose territory crosses the equator and the prime meridian regionally through its island geography. But geography becomes even stranger when you look at countries and hemispheres. Some nations occupy multiple hemispheres simultaneously because their islands stretch across enormous distances. Borders on a flat map can make a world-spanning country look deceptively simple. Number 41. Danakil looks like another planet. In Ethiopia's Danakil Depression, Earth seems to forget how Earth is supposed to look. Acidic pools, sulfur, extreme heat, volcanic activity, bright yellow, orange, green, and red mineral landscapes. Scientists study environments like this because they resemble conditions that might exist on other worlds. And somehow, life still survives there. Number 40. A river almost boils. Deep inside the Peruvian Amazon is a river famous for a reason that sounds impossible. Its water becomes hot enough to severely injure or kill small animals that fall into it. It isn't literally boiling from end to end, but geothermal heat pushes parts of the river close to boiling temperature. In the middle of a tropical rainforest, there is a river hot enough to behave like a natural furnace. Number 39. There are giant crystals underground. Beneath Mexico lies a chamber containing some of the largest natural crystals ever discovered. Some gypsum crystals in the Cave of Crystals grow more than 30 feet long. Imagine walking into a cave and discovering walls filled with translucent mineral pillars taller than a house. The cave was only discovered after mining operations broke through into it in 2000. Number 38. The world's largest cave has a forest inside. Vietnam's Sun Dung Cave is so enormous that it has its own weather system and underground ecosystem. Sections of the cave are large enough to contain a skyscraper-sized space, and sunlight enters through collapsed sections in the ceiling, allowing vegetation to grow deep underground. It's less like entering a cave, and more like entering another world beneath the world. Water Wave Chapter 4. Geography's Weirdest Illusions. Number 37. Mauritius has an underwater waterfall. From above, Mauritius appears to have an underwater waterfall. Sand and sediment flow down the seafloor in patterns that look like an enormous drop into the abyss. But the waterfall isn't real. It's an optical illusion created by underwater currents moving sediment across the ocean floor. The planet isn't falling apart. Your eyes are. Number 36. A country can be completely surrounded by another. There are places where one country's border completely surrounds another country. The most famous example is Lesotho. It is entirely surrounded by South Africa. It's called an enclave. And once you understand the political geography behind it, the map of southern Africa suddenly looks very different. Number 35. Russia spans 11 time zones. Russia is so enormous that crossing the country means passing through 11 time zones. Imagine leaving home, traveling east, and watching the clock change again and again while you're still inside the same country. Geography doesn't just determine landscapes. Sometimes, it determines what time it is. Number 34. A border can run through a house. There are places where an international border doesn't simply divide land. It divides buildings. In Barl, Belgium, and the Netherlands, complicated historical borders create enclaves and counter-enclaves. Lines run through streets, restaurants, and even buildings. One doorway can theoretically put you in another country. Number 33. The U.S.Canada border is extremely long. The United States and Canada share the longest international land border in the world. It stretches for thousands of miles. And what's fascinating is how much of it crosses forests, lakes, plains, and remote wilderness. In some sections, the border is barely a visible line across the landscape. But that invisible line separates two nations. Compass Chapter 6. The World's Strangest Distances. Number 32.
The most remote place on Earth is almost empty. There is a point in the Pacific so far from land that astronauts aboard the International Space Station can sometimes be closer to humans than people at sea are to another person. It's called Point Nemo. The nearest humans are often not on land. They're in orbit. Number 31. Some islands are closer to another country than their own. Political borders don't always follow geography. Some islands belonging to one country can sit dramatically closer to another country's mainland. Colonial history, treaties, wars, and old navigation routes created borders that can look almost absurd on a modern map. The world map isn't a natural object. It's a record of human history. Number 30. Antarctica recorded temperatures below -120 degrees Fahrenheit. In Antarctica, temperatures can fall to levels that sound fictional. At Russia's Vostok research station, air temperature once dropped to about -128.6 degrees Fahrenheit. At those temperatures, exposed skin becomes an emergency almost immediately. Metal behaves differently, batteries struggle, and ordinary human survival becomes a battle against physics. Number 29. Death Valley holds extreme heat records. On the opposite side of the planet's temperature scale is California's Death Valley. Furnace Creek has recorded temperatures above 130 degrees Fahrenheit, and satellite measurements have detected even hotter ground surfaces. It's one of those places where the landscape itself seems to radiate danger. Number 28. Continents are moving right now. The continents look permanent. They're not. Earth's tectonic plates are constantly moving, usually only centimeters per year. That's roughly the speed at which fingernails grow. But over millions of years, centimeters become oceans, mountains, and entirely new continentscapes. Number 27. The Himalayas are still rising. The Himalayas aren't finished. India continues pushing into Eurasia. The collision drives one of Earth's greatest mountain ranges upward. Mountains look permanent because human lifetimes are too short to see geology moving. But Earth's surface is alive with motion. Number 26. Iceland is being pulled apart. Iceland sits across the mid-Atlantic ridge. Here, tectonic plates are moving apart. That means the island is literally being pulled in different directions. New crust is created as magma rises beneath the gap. Iceland isn't just sitting on Earth. It's part of Earth's machinery. Number 25. A fungus can be larger than a city. Some of Earth's largest organisms aren't animals. They're underground. In Oregon, scientists have identified an enormous armillaria fungal network covering thousands of acres. You might walk across it without realizing you're standing on one organism. Number 24. An underwater plant may be tens of thousands of years old. Off the coast of Spain grows an ancient seagrass called Posidonia. Genetic research suggests some interconnected meadows may be extraordinarily old, potentially tens of thousands of years. That means the organism beneath the Mediterranean may have been alive long before modern civilization. Ancient history isn't always buried in stone. Sometimes, it's alive. Number 23. Greenland looks much larger than it is. Open a traditional world map and Greenland looks enormous, almost as large as Africa. But that's an illusion created by map projection. On a globe, Africa is vastly larger. Flat maps have to distort something: size, shape, distance, or direction. There is no perfect way to flatten a sphere. Number 22. Alaska is bigger than it looks. Maps can also make Alaska look strangely disconnected from the United States. But Alaska is enormous. It's the largest U.S. state by area, covering more territory than many countries. The map doesn't always give you a good sense of scale. Sometimes the only way to understand geography is to compare it with something you know. Number 21. Indonesia has thousands of islands. Indonesia isn't one piece of land. It's an enormous archipelago spread across a huge stretch of ocean. Thousands of islands create one of the world's most complicated geographic landscapes. Mountains, volcanoes, rainforests, coral seas, and communities separated by water.
Number 20, Japan has thousands of islands too. Japan is often imagined as 4 main islands, but the country actually consists of thousands of islands. Most are tiny, some are inhabited, some are barely more than rocks. And this fragmented geography helped shape Japanese culture, transportation, and history. Number 19, the Caspian Sea is actually a lake. Here's a geography argument that sounds like a joke. The Caspian Sea is called a sea, but geographically it's a lake. It's the largest enclosed inland body of water on Earth. No natural connection to the global ocean, just an enormous body of water trapped between Europe and Asia. Number 18, the Dead Sea isn't actually a sea. The Dead Sea has another misleading name. It's not technically a sea. It's a hypersaline lake, and its surface sits hundreds of meters below sea level. You can float effortlessly because the water is extraordinarily salty. But the landscape around it tells a different story. This is one of the lowest exposed places on Earth's surface. Number 17, the lowest point on land is below sea level. You don't have to go underwater to be below sea level. The shores of the Dead Sea are roughly 1,400 feet below sea level. Yet people walk there under open sky. It's one of geography's simplest tricks. Sea level is an average reference point. Earth doesn't have to stay above it. Number 16, the highest waterfall depends on definition. Ask for Earth's highest waterfall and you'll often hear Angel Falls. But even geographic records can become complicated when scientists debate what exactly counts as a waterfall. Is it one uninterrupted drop? Is it the total vertical descent? Does seasonal flow count? Geography isn't just discovering places. It's deciding how to measure them. Number 15, the farthest place from any ocean is in Asia. There is a place in Central Asia so far from any ocean that it has been called the Eurasian Pole of Inaccessibility. Deep in the interior of Asia, the nearest coastline is extraordinarily distant. No beach, no ocean breeze, no easy escape, just land stretching in almost every direction. Number 14, some places have almost no rain. There are places on Earth where rain is so rare that the landscape can remain dry for extraordinary periods. Chile's Atacama Desert is one of the most famous examples. Parts of the desert are among the driest non-polar environments on Earth. The surface can look almost Martian, and yet, life still finds microscopic ways to survive. Number 13, the Northern Lights are Earth's atmosphere glowing. The Northern Lights look supernatural, but they're physics. Charged particles from the sun interact with Earth's magnetic field and atmosphere. Energy is released as light, green, purple, red. A cosmic particle storm becomes one of the most beautiful sights on Earth. Number 12, Earth has magnetic poles that move. Your compass points north, but magnetic north isn't permanently fixed. Earth's magnetic field changes. The magnetic poles wander, and over geological time, the magnetic field has even reversed. North became south. South became north. Not overnight, but across enormous spans of time. Number 11, the ocean contains mountains taller than buildings. Underwater geography is enormous. Mountains, canyons, volcanoes, plains, entire landscapes hidden beneath kilometers of water. The ocean floor isn't flat. It's another continent-sized world, hidden beneath the surface. Number 10, Earth is not a perfect sphere. We draw Earth as a perfect circle. It isn't. Rotation causes the planet to bulge around the equator. It's slightly flattened at the poles. That tiny difference is enough to change geographic records. Everest, Chimborazo, Mauna Kea. Suddenly, the question, what's the highest mountain? Isn't so simple. Number 9, most of the atmosphere is near the ground. The air around you feels infinite. It isn't. Most atmospheric mass exists relatively close to Earth's surface. Climb high enough and the atmosphere rapidly becomes thinner. That's why mountaineers at extreme altitude aren't just dealing with cold. They're dealing with a shortage of oxygen. Number 8, Earth has an ocean you can't see. There is another ocean on Earth. Not above the surface. Beneath it, water exists deep inside Earth's crust and mantle, locked within minerals and rocks. It isn't a giant underground sea you could swim through. It's chemically bound into Earth's interior. But the idea is extraordinary. Earth's water isn't all sitting on the surface. Number 7, Earth's ocean floor is younger than some continents. The ocean floor is constantly being created and recycled. New crust emerges along mid-ocean ridges. Older oceanic crust eventually disappears beneath tectonic plates. That's why you can stand on ancient continental rock, while much of the seafloor beneath the ocean is geologically young by comparison. Number 6, there are rivers under the ocean. Underwater currents can behave like rivers. Dense water-carrying sediment can flow along the ocean floor through channels and valleys. From the surface, everything looks calm. Beneath it, entire rivers of dense water are moving through the darkness. Number 5, Earth has places where life shouldn't exist. Scientists once imagined life needed comfortable conditions. Then Earth proved them wrong. Organisms survive extreme heat, extreme cold, acidic environments, deep underground, without sunlight. Geography isn't simply a map of where humans can live. It's a map of where life refuses to give up. Number 4, Earth has landscapes that look like Mars. You don't need a spaceship to visit an alien world. On Earth, deserts, volcanic fields, salt flats, and acidic geothermal landscapes can resemble Mars. Scientists actually use some of these places as analog environments when testing equipment and studying how life might survive elsewhere. The strangest part? Earth is the alien planet we already have access to. Second place medal number 3, Earth is constantly rebuilding itself. Mountains rise, oceans open, volcanoes create land, rivers destroy it, glaciers carve valleys, continents collide. The map you know is only a snapshot. Give Earth enough time, and today's world disappears. New mountains will exist, new oceans will open, and places that seem permanent today will become geological memories. First place medal number 2, we live on a very thin layer. Here's the geography fact that changes everything. Almost everything humans have ever done happened on a ridiculously thin layer of Earth's surface. Beneath us is the crust, then the mantle, then an outer core of liquid metal, then a solid inner core. Compared with the size of the planet, the world we live on is almost like a skin. Trophy number 1, Earth is stranger than any map can show. And here's the final fact. The strangest thing about Earth isn't a mountain. It isn't a desert. It isn't an ocean. It's the fact that every map you've ever seen is incomplete. A flat map cannot perfectly show a spherical planet. A satellite image cannot show what's beneath the surface. A photograph cannot show geological time. And a human lifetime is far too short to watch continents move, mountains rise, or oceans disappear. We look at Earth and think we're seeing the whole thing. But we're seeing a moment, a thin surface, a simplified map, on a planet that is moving, changing, breaking, rebuilding, and hiding entire worlds beneath our feet. So the next time you look at a map, remember, you're not looking at Earth. You're looking at our tiny human version of it. From mountains that aren't really the tallest, to oceans hidden beneath oceans, to deserts made of ice. Earth is far stranger than the maps we grew up with. And the deeper we look, the less ordinary our planet becomes. If you enjoy true facts that make the world feel a little stranger than it did 5 minutes ago, subscribe to Nether Facts, because the next mystery isn't somewhere in space. It's right here, on Earth.